Yo guys, what's going on? Insanity coming back at you today. Welcome to the weekly vendor reset for March 22nd, 2019. This is the second vendor reset for the game since launch, and I just wanted to go ahead and try and, put this out there ahead of time. I'm in World Tier 4, right? World Tier 5 is still not available until Title Basin launches, and everything is still subject to change, but more importantly, vendors are becoming a very hard thing to go ahead and try and make content for. And the reason for this is because not everyone is going to have the same thing in their vendors. And what I mean by that is I was just over in my Discord trying to talk to some of my community members, and I was like, hey, what blueprint do you have this week? And one guy said, hey, I got an MG5. Another person said, hey, I have this gun. And then I was like, well, I got a custom L86. So apparently, when it comes to the high-end weapon blueprint, it could be different for each and every single person. So that's kind of leaving me out there and just thinking, okay, well, when it comes to blueprints, you may be earning some through the control points and earning them through the 3 and 4 status of that, or you could be buying them straight from the vendors. It's different for everyone. So you will not have the same blueprint as me or the person next to you. You just never know. So with that being said, let's go and start things out here over at the base of operations here at the main Boo vendor. We have a so-called of mask rocking damage to elites, critical hit chance, skill power, and self-adjusting. The high-end weapon for this person is going to be an F2000. Again, 412 score is really low, but it's got fast hands, it's got extra, and it's got grease, and this thing is rocking 7.9k damage. Not the greatest in the world, but then again, it is a lower gear score item, so that's pretty much going to rock that. And of course, like I said, my blueprint, which would be different from yours, is the custom L86A2 replica. I'm just going to go ahead and pick that thing up now. I can't even do it because I'm full on it, so I'll do it later. So now, let's head on over to the clan vendor. Again, this may be different for everyone as well. We don't necessarily know, but I don't know why I have gear here. There must have been a proficiency cache or something that I opened. But here over at the clan vendor, Providence Defense high-end chest piece rocking 230. Again, really, really low. 14k armor. Critical hit chance, headshot damage, critical hit damage, unstoppable force for the talent. And again, it's completely up to you if you want to go ahead and try and pick something up at this low of a level. Maybe if you're in World Tier 1, 2, it might work out for you. But other than that, I'd just say pass. I mean, there's no need. High-end weapon-wise, we got a surplus SVD, 205 score, 11.9k damage, vindictive, stable, and protected deploy. If you go down a little bit further, I don't know if these are specific to the clans or if this is something that is just kind of sitting here rolling, just kind of sitting here forever. Covert SRS, 209 score, 23.2k damage, rolling with killer, accurate, and greased, and the paratrooper SVD, 13.8k with 135% headshot damage. Again, I'm pretty sure 138% is the max, so do keep that in mind. Talents, we got steady hand, accurate, and everlasting. Now that we've done that, let's head on over to the theater and see what we can find over at this particular settlement, because we all know that each vendor is different. They all offer something a little bit different, and hopefully they'll have another blueprint for us to go ahead and pick up. I really want to try and get as many blueprints as possible, which is why I'm on that control point grind. Hopefully I can find a high-end police M4 blueprint or maybe even a CTAR 21. That'd be really nice. All right, starting off with some of the high-end gear here. We have high-end 511 tactical gloves, shotgun damage, SMG damage. You got the talents of clutch, critical hits, restore 15% of health and repair 2% of armor. We have the Murakami Industries mask, and this one again is going to be more for health and armor and things like that. You're going to have 22% hazard protection, 4.5% critical hit chance with self-adjusting, which gives you 20% armor regeneration. Here we have another blueprint. Again, yours may be different than mine. I have a mountain hiking pack replica backpack blueprint. This is definitely going to be pretty cool because, again, having those brand set blueprints is going to make things really interesting, especially once we go ahead and upgrade the crafting bench to World Tier 5, which hopefully will be in the next week or so. Don't, quote me on that. I'm just guessing. Who knows what's going to happen between now and the launch of World Tier 5. Alrighty, next on the list, we're going to be heading on over to the campus settlement. And here over at this particular vendor, we're going to have 4 other high-end pieces for you to go and check out. The Y'all Gear, 31.9k armor, Chest piece rocking 6600 health, 6600 bonus armor, and 4.5% weapon damage with the vital talent, which increases your health by 20%. Next, you're going to have the Gila Guard knee pads with 17.2k armor, 5900 plus additional health, and hard hitting for that 15% damage to elites. Next, you're going to head on over to this holster here with the Fitness Group AB, 8700 health on kill, 4% critical hit chance, and hard hitting for that additional 15% damage to elites. Next, you're going to have the Overlord Arraignment's gloves. Here, you're going to get 14.k armor, plus 5% rifle damage, plus 3% pistol damage, and plus 8% critical hit damage. I would say overall, if you're going to pick this one up, it's going to be strictly for the critical talent so that you can recalibrate that particular talent into another set of gloves to give you that little bit of an extra critical hit damage on maybe a PvP build or some type of really hard hitting damage build for PvE. It's completely up to you. Let's start making our way through some of the other things, such as the dark zones. Each dark zone has one vendor. Unlike the original Division, there was basically a vendor at every single checkpoint almost. This time around, it's going to be over at the main entrances, which actually makes these vendor resets a hell of a lot easier to make. I'm not going to lie. Here over at DZ East, I'm hoping for another replica blueprint. I don't know if blueprints actually show up at dark zones. I'm kind of hoping they do, but I'm looking for hopefully a god rolled sniper of something. And all right, here we go. 4 high-end pieces of gear. The Y'all gear, I totally probably said that wrong. I probably butchered that name. We got some gloves here, 17.6k armor rocking skill power, and 5% marksman rifle damage with damage to elites through hard hitting. Next, the Alp Summit Arraignment backpack here, 27.9k armor, rocking 8% weapon damage and 3,800 health. Providence Defense backpack as well, 28.4k armor, and this one's going to be kind of all over the place because you're going to have 9,000 armor, 2% cooldown reduction, and 2% weapon damage, rolling that on the ropes talent as well. Here you can find yourself a high-end FAL, which is the assault rifle class version with 29% health damage, 10.9k damage overall with Optimist, Accurate, and Greased. So this is everything you're going to find over at DZ East, which is nice. No purples or superior gear to go ahead and try and bog you down there, but let's head on over to Dark Zone South. That way we can try and make our way from east to west, from location to location. I know this one's going to be a little bit longer than of a render reset than normal, but you know, we'll make this work. Usually I try and cut these things up and make them really quick, just vendor, jump. But this time we're going to go ahead and just have the whole thing here for you all to enjoy. So let's go ahead and start things out. We got the Wyvern Wear backpack, 31,000 armor, rocking 9% cooldown reduction, 4,500 bonus armor, 5% critical hit damage, and the talents of hard hitting and tech support. Kills by active skills grant 25% skill damage for 10 seconds. That's pretty nice. Here we have a Gila Guard backpack, 27.6 thousand armor, and you're going to get 12,000 health, 159 skill power, 1.5% weapon damage, alongside the talents of On the Ropes, and Vital health increased by 20%. Always a nice little perk there. Skipping on over that superior to the M700 Tactical High End. Here, we almost have a max rolled headshot damage of 137%, just 1% off with 60.7k damage. Talents, Steady Hand. Landing a shot adds a stack of bonus 2% weapon handling. Max stack is 15. At max stacks, each shot landed has a 5% chance to consume the weapon handling bonus and refill the magazine. Interesting on that one. Next, we're going to have distance, 15% optimal damage, and cannon. I don't understand this whole thing. I mean, I don't know why anyone would ever want to do this. While equipped, this weapon increases throwing distance by 10%. Who really cares? I mean, that's such a useless talent to me, but that's just overall my opinion. Next, we're going to, most certainly not least, we're going to head on over to Dark Zone West, which is all the way the hell up here. Way across the map. I can't wait till they add a 4th or maybe even a 5th Dark Zone. We'll have to see what happens. It would be kind of nice to have 2 occupied Dark Zones at a time to make sure there's a little bit more variety, but we'll have to see what happens as the time goes on with this game. Next, here we go. What do you have here at DZ West? 3 high-end items. The China Light Industries knee pads, 16.0k armor, rocking 826 skill power with calculated. Maybe not. The Overlord Arraignment's knee pad, 17.2k armor, 6400 health with hard hitting for that 15% damage to elites. And the high-end weapon at this location is going to be the Tactical Super 90 with 143% melee damage. Talent-wise, Spike, headshot kills grants plus 25% skill damage for 10 seconds. Jazz Hands with that increased reload speed, which is always nice on a shotgun. And Greased, while hosted weapon swap speed is increased by 10%. So, is there anything we missed? Overall, guys, I would definitely have to say this is going to become one of the hardest things in the world to try and do each and every single week. Vendor resets are hard, especially when it comes to blueprints now, because it's randomized for everyone. Be sure to go ahead and check all of your vendors and pick up your blueprints as they happen, because eventually you're going to be in a place where you're going to be like, okay, I no longer need any blueprints. I'm sure exotic blueprints are coming at some point in the future, which would always make things a little bit more interesting. And I have to still go find Mendoza to go ahead and try and finish out this entire vendor reset for the week, if I can find her. And I'll make that a separate video all on its own. Anyways, guys, thank you all so much for checking everything out. I hope you've been having a lot of good, fun times over in both the Light Zone and the Dark Zone the past week since the launch of the Division 2. Be sure to go ahead and like if you haven't, sub if you're new for more Division 2 content, and I will see you all in the next one. Peace out, guys.